Hello, everyone. Welcome to the interactive webinar today. So getting started with the platform iPlus Interactive. My name is Caroline Castonguay, and I have the pleasure to be accompanied by my colleague, Sophie Bourassa. We will be looking with you how to actually transfer and get started on the new platform.
Thank you, Caroline. Hello, everyone. My name is Sophie Bourassa. I'm Caroline's colleague covering the English school boards. Today on the agenda, what we have for you is the iPlus interactive platform. We will go visit, navigate on all the different functions and features on this new platform. And we will also tell you about the transfer from the current platform you're working on, which is the eSpace account, to the iPlus Interactive, how that's going to go through later in August. Also, if you're ready to try this new iPlus Interactive platform, we'll show you where to request your 90-day free trial. And last but not least, we'll let you know our upcoming dates for our August 2023 workshop. So first of all, what we need to show you is the new look or the new appearance of the documents to teachers activation code. So the first code you see here on the left is the teachers activation code. This is the new look of the document you will be receiving. So first, also, don't forget to have your administration order your codes for next year. Very important. And this is what you should receive. It does say on the upper half of the card to keep this card for your records, and you'll be able to write your email and your password on this document for either a new teacher coming in or to give to your administration. Also, for students, there is a new look for this interactive code. This is what it looks like. It will not be a booklet like we did have a few years ago. It will not be a sticker behind the workbook that the students like to scratch off. This document will be on the first page of your workbook. So this is what they need to look for. They can also write their email address and their password on this document that they will keep in their workbook. That being said, it is possible that your students receive a workbook with the sticker to the eSpace account or eSpace platform. No problem. Is if they go into the eSpace at that time and try to open an account, they'll automatically be transferred to the iPlus Interactive platform. So no worries there. So this is the new look to look for, and make sure that your administration order these for you in August. The new address that you need to put in your favorite is the iplusinteractive.com address for the new website for August. So let's go see what it is. I'm just going to go out here to the platform. So here I am. This is the new look. This is the door to the library to the iPlus Interactive. As you can see right now, it is in French, but if you want to change this to English, you just go on the upper right-hand corner, and here I have Français. You click for the menu, and you can change it to English. You also have the help or the question mark hyperlink. This is to have an easy access to the technical support. For example, if you're trying to get into your account one day, your students are trying to get into their account and they can't, they can go right here. They can actually chat live right now with someone. They can call and actually have someone that answers the phone. And if you're not in too much of a hurry, you can also use the email function. So as you can see, the technical support is very accessible before you access your account. Now to register, how do we register? You have your register button here. It's very simple, much more simple than what you're used to right now on the eSpace. You write your first name, last name, email address, preferably a school board email address, and the password. The password is a little more touchy. You need to, it does request a minimum of 8 characters, alphanumeric, so a mix of letters and numbers, 1 capital letter, and at least 1 symbol. So once you've done that, you click on register, and you're going to be right here. So here I am. As you can see, I have the 4 subscription to Worlds 1 and 2, Observatory 3 and 4. Now, if I look on my upper right-hand corner again, I see my initials. Well, actually, these are my colleague's initial, Carolyn's. If I click here, I do have access to my account. If I want to change my own password, I can do so with the modification pencil, and I can go in there and change request for change of password. Okay. So also you have the question mark. The question mark really brings you to the technical support chat, phone number, and email address. So you have access just about everywhere once you're just before the platform, just before you enter your library, and after you've entered the library. That being said, if we move to the left, the upper left-hand corner, I've got 2 tabs here. The first tab is Bibliothèque. It's in French. I want this in English now. Where do I go? The lower right-hand corner, I have the option to put this platform in English, which I will do so as we speak. So back to the upper left-hand corner, library. That's where I am right now, and I see I have access to 4 different subscriptions. But I also have the free trial tab that I can go just click. For example, maybe this year you're teaching Sec 1 with Worlds 1, and you know you have a test next year with Observatory 3, and you'd like to go see a free trial. Why not? All you need to do is pick the editor, which would be ERPI, which sector of teaching would be high school, and then you would go in the pick list and go retrieve Observatory here and add it to your free trial tab. So these are all new functions you have here for you on this new platform. Last but not least here, the add a product button. When you receive your document, your teacher activation code from your administration, you would click on add a product and simply enter the 8-digit code right here to activate it. And again, until you've activated that code, the 12 months does not start. So now let's go visit the platform itself. Let's go see in World 2. Oh, before I do so, I did want to show you here. No more surprises. So you won't come in one day and you have access to nothing, because you have access to your expiry date at all times. As you can see here, my expiry date would be May 4th, 2024. So make sure you keep an eye on this, make sure you're not caught off guard in class. So we'll click on the workbook. So here I am. This is the new environment you're going to be looking into, and let's navigate here and show you the different options that you have. So on the upper left-hand corner, I see I'm at the home base. Home base meaning that I'm in my World's workbook. Right beside that, I have the book itself. So I can click here to have access to the workbook itself right away. Oops, sorry about that. I also have access to the I+ content. These are all my teacher resources. And I also have access to my groups once you've created your groups. If I go on the right-hand margin right here, I have my group management. If I click on the group management tab, it will open this new window where I'm invited on the upper left-hand corner. I'm invited to add a group. If I add a group, I can add a group here, 202, and I save. it generates a group code. This is the group code that your students will need to have to join the group you've just created. If you lose touch of this code, you can always find it at the bottom left-hand corner. Here it gives me the title of the group and it gives me the access code also. Once you've created your group, I'll go back to spring 2023 because that's a group on itself. And as you can see, if I click on the tab list of students, I have all my students that registered to that group. So that's exactly what it's going to look for you. And this is where I can follow my students' progress to different activities, interactive activities I assign to them. If you have a student that changes from one class to another and he's already joined your class, you can certainly remove that student anytime and they can join your fellow teacher's class. You also have group settings that you can prepare for if you need to delete from one year to another, or you want to change the name of your group, you can do so right here and save the changes to your group. Okay, so I'm going to go back here to home base with WorldStude, and here I am. We also have a new function here. Well, we do have it now, but this one, it's much simpler. If you want to create any series of interactive activities, we now call this workshop. So create my workshop simply brings you to this page where you can start creating your own activities. By chapter, you can link them with the different chapters in your workbook. You give this workshop or this series of interactive activities a name. Could be on the atom, could be on the molecule or particles, whatever you want. And you can also give it an introduction if you wish, and then you would save the changes. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to save it, and then will bring me here to create the questions. Add questions, either multiple choice, short answers, true or false. And that's all. We'll have a workshop later in August, which will show you all of these distinctive features. So back to my home page here with my workbook. I did say you on the upper left-hand corner, I have access to my book, my contents, and my groups, but I also have access to all of this in the middle of my screen. I have my workbook right here that I can open here. And I have all my student and my teacher resources. For example, my handouts, my interactive activities, my planning. You can even put your own planning documents in on the platform, and all the additions that you will make, whether it's internet link, whether it's a document or a voiceover. Let's see, first of all, handouts. As you can see, it pretty much looks at what you have right now, which are the different the blue drawers and the orange drawers that you have. This is how we have we have filed the different documents: correlation chart, diagnostic test, evaluation. You still have your PDF and your Word format, no problem. And what is really fun, it will be easily shareable with your students. So you click on share. I want to share this document with my students. I can do so and save it. Okay. So my interactive activities, I want to go see, you've seen these before, interactive activities. Some of them are coming soon because our IT team is working really hard and quickly to push those onto the new platform, make sure everything is ready for August. But as you can see, we're moving along quite quickly. We do have access right now to 3 of these interactive activities. So if I click on one, this is the new look. It says, welcome to the interactive workshop module. We now call them workshops. We have no limited time to do this activity. We have at least one attempt, and your final score will be saved. So you have more than one attempt because the teacher, unless you do a setting for the attempts, then the students will have access with limited attempts and the final score. What it looks like here, question 1, student would answer, and I haven't looked at the questions, but I'm just answering, and they submit. Because they only have one trial here, they want to see the answer, and they have the answer. So everything is accessible for them, and they can finish later if they wish to do so without affecting their final score. So they have the different interactive activities. Create my workshop here, just like we had at the base a little earlier. You can create your questions using this hyperlink. And let's move on to the workbook. I'm going to go back to the home base, go show you the workbook itself and how to navigate on the platform. So right here, as you see, I've already had a look in the workbook. So I'm already on page 6, and I can see that right here on the upper right-hand corner, I'm on page 6, and I can change to any page really quickly, just like that. I can also change pages with my blue arrows on the right or left margin. I can also use my menu, my mini pages on the left-hand side of my screen and select the page and have it change, or use the table of contents at the bottom. I click on the little arrow beside the name, will open the menu, and I can access the page on Adams if I wish to do so. And I click the X to close that. I can even click the arrow here to close the mini page menu. So here I am. Now, let's have a look at all the tools that you have at the bottom of your screen. Yes, these tools are going to be really fun to work with, much better than they are this year. I'm pretty sure you're going to be happy. First of all, I have my mouse, right? Then I have my pencil. I have a color scheme of pencil, lines and thickness of the pencil lead. So I can use this. I can start circling, pointing different things like that. I can use also my highlighter. I'll take the traditional yellow. I can prepare my class just like this ahead of time if I want to by highlighting different important items I wish the students to highlight in their workbook. But before you start teaching, you don't want the students to see the highlighting or your notes or anything on your page because they'll be busy highlighting while you're trying to teach them. So to avoid all that, you can use the eye in your menu right here to hide everything. So you have time to teach your theory and everything you need to teach them, and then you can reveal the highlighting that they need to take down. So that's a really nice feature. Other features here is the T. The T is the hypertext. So if you need to write a message for the students that you want them to see in class, for them to take note in the margin of their book or in a Hilroy copybook, you can do so just like this. If you want to take notes to yourself, that would be the post-it. You can take a note to yourself that you will see right here in the margin, but the students can't see. And again, if you want to hide these, you can. And if you want to erase some of these, not all, but from one group to another, sometimes you want to erase all your annotations. So you may want to do that with the special garbage can we here. I call it special because it gives you a menu of different things that you wish to delete. So in this case, I would want to delete my pencil marks and my added text. So I delete, and as you can see, everything is deleted. So that's really quick from one class to another. If you have 4 classes that day, you don't want to have to erase everything one by one. So you may want to use this feature. But we do have the eraser, the classic eraser. I can use the eraser just to erase one part of something that I want to erase on the page. Then I have the plus here feature, which is any add-ons I want to do. If I have a personal notes I want that I have a special document I want to share with the students, I can certainly go in the paperclip and browse my own hard disk on my computer and tag or clip that document on that page. I can also go to a website and come and display a special title, copy paste the link and link it to a specific page. And last but not least, if you want to have an audio, you want to explain something, you want the students to have that explanation over and over again at home for exams, why not use the audio? It's a 3-minute audio per page that you have access to. So that's really nice. The plus sign here with the magnifying glass is really if you need to highlight one specific part, not highlight, but you want to zoom into a specific place or a specific chart or table, you can do so just this way. This will really maximize your screen. When you want to zoom out, you use the minus magnifying glass. This little page with the arrows, you open, you have the menu, one page. Or you want students to have a quick reference in the beginning of a class, why not open the 2 pages? So sometimes some of the students have a quicker sense to find the pages this way, so you can do that. And you have the 4 arrows here is simply if you want to take away your searching tabs, your navigation searching tabs on top of your screen, you use the full screen, just like that. So that's less busy for the eye for the students, and you zoom out. And you have the flip of the book, so we can flip the book sideways. And why would I need that? Well, maybe for periodic tables at the end of your workbook, you may want to flip the workbook like that. It's easier for students to understand. So here we are. I'm just going to go back here. And last but not least, I just want to go on a page where we have some questions. On the upper half of your book of the page, you have the no answers. This is because we want to give you the opportunity to really write on the workbook without having all the answers appear on your screen. So by default, there are no answers. But if you do want to release one answer at a time or one by one, you can certainly do so just this way. If you want to write your own answers, you can do so, and you can type in your own answers. If you don't like the publisher's answers, you can put your own. And you can reveal all answers at once if you want. What's really nice is that now you can share answers of a specific page of your workbook. For example, you finished your teaching, you thought in your planning you were supposed to finish correcting this page, you did not have time. Well, why not share the answers to this page to a specific group that you did not have a chance to finish because for some reason what do you call it? The fire bell ran off and people have to go out of the school. Why not share the answers right here and save? And so the students of this specific class will have a chance to correct themselves. Okay. And last but not least, right at the bottom here, I have a workbook with a silhouette of a student. What is that exactly? Well, when I click on this, I have a menu here with all my students in my different classes. So for example, if I go in my class Spring 2023, I did have 5 students that had joined that class. And I have one student that's been absent for the past 2 weeks. And that student is completing his work in his workbook, and you need to go validate that and maybe help them with their correction. Well, you can certainly access their workbook, and you'll see green. The background is green. That means I'm in Florence Lassonde's workbook right now, and I would see answers that she would have written in her workbook. So an easy way to have access to your students' workbook if you ever have students that are working from home for some reason and can't make it in class. So when I close this menu here, I'm simply back into my teacher's copy. Okay? So now, Caroline, do we have any questions?
No, everything is all clear. Thank you. I've
Oui.
added the price list if you need to renew your subscription in the chat, and I will be adding a couple of extra links in the next few minutes, depending on what Sophie's will be talking to you about.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Carolyn. So now, if I'm going back here, so we've had a look at the new format of our document for our teacher access code, the students access code. We've had a run through the new platform, which I believe is much more user-friendly than what we're used to right now. And now what the big question is, what's going to happen with my current subscription? Right now, my subscription is on the eSpace. And how is everything going to be transferred? So first of all, make sure your administration orders your access code for August. They can place their order now and ask for a later shipping in August if they want to have an invoice in their next year budget. And if you want to, so what's going to happen if you, for example, if you have, your subscription on the eSpace expires in November, that means you still have 3 months to go on the iPlus Interactive. Well, actually, everything is going to be transferred over to the iPlus Interactive. There is nothing you need to do. You should have that 3 months active in your iPlus Interactive when you're back in school in August. And this is going to take place at the beginning of the month of August. So we can, gives us a little time. There's little things that we need to do. But when you come back during your pet days in August, you will have access to your iPlus Interactive account. So now, if you want to start navigating on that new platform and try out everything I've showed you, you can actually start now. You can use this platform till the end of this year if you want. It's much more user-friendly if you ask me. You can certainly create your own account right now if you want. And the platform is called iPlus Interactive. Or, as I said before, you can now put in your favorites, iplusinteractive.com. That is where you need to go. So now to get that free trial, if you want to open an account, why not try a free trial, right? So where do we go? I'll show you right now, but the address would be ERPI.com. And I'm going to go there right now, right here. I'm on the ERPI.com. And it says here, iPlus Interactive, a brand new digital experience. This is where you want to be and you want to learn more, or you can go directly to request your free trial. But I do want to show you to learn a little more. So if you have more questions after this workshop, this is where you'd want to go. So as it says here, the move starts on August 1st, 2023. Everything should be transferred to the iPlus Interactive. If you have questions, you do have frequently asked questions menu that you can access. Any online training, I'll give you the next training for the iPlus Interactive if you want to attend in August. But right here, you need to access K-12, and it brings me right here, request a free trial. So this is where you need to be to request your free trial. Now, that being said, we know if you want to make sure you're up to date on any information that you need to know for smooth transitioning to the iPlus Interactive, we strongly invite you to subscribe to our newsletter, because our marketing team is trying to keep you informed as much as they can. But if we don't have your authorization to send you those newsletters, unfortunately, you will be out of the loop. So that being said, I think we've seen pretty much everything here, except our upcoming workshops. Getting started with the iPlus Interactive. We do have another workshop on Thursday, September 7th at 4 p.m. This workshop will, yes, we'll review what we've seen now, but we will move further on. For example, how will your students open an account? How do they join my class? How can I see their results? Can I export these results? Can I actually count those results in my report card? So all those questions will be answered in our September workshop. But for now, we just want to keep it as simple as we can. But we do invite you to request that free trial to start using it right now. And by the way, forgot to mention that those free trial are of 90 days. So 90 days really brings you to late August. So you have time to have time for your administration to hand over that activation code, and you'll still have access and be able to prepare and plan for the upcoming school year. So that was about it for us, Carolyn. Do we have any questions?
No, we're all good. We're gonna stay behind a few minutes if you guys if you have any other questions. And on that, we wish you a great end of the year and a great summer as well.
We certainly do so. So have a great end of year. If you have specific questions, please stay behind with us. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.